are around me will joke about it.
Yeah.
We will joke about, hey, when you HIV thing, and I was like,
yeah. Don't be joking like that. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Mmamathiba here, and I am for fitness, health, lifestyle, and empowerment. Well, before I begin with this video, I would like to thank the following people for helping out with Sophie's situation. Well, for those of you who don't know who Sophie is like, just watch the previous video. I mean, like the one that is the before this one, and yeah, you will see the challenges that she has faced. And yeah, fortunately, the following people came through. You guys, I would like to thank Salome for helping out. I would like to thank Baki, and also our ward councillor, Mr. Justice. Thank you very much for stepping in and helping out Sophie. You guys, we really appreciate it. And I also would like to give a shout out to the following people. Shout out to Edwin Washeni, shout out to Musokodi Michelle Mawasha, Tsakani Ngubeni, Tebo Rabutata, Itai Maswai. I really hope I pronounced your name properly, Shangwari. Priti Siavela, Katleho Mpai, Mapula Vanessa, and Udre, aka Level. Thank you very much, you guys, for commenting on the previous video. So you guys, I would like to inform you that if there's anyone who feel like they have a story to tell, who also feel like their life can change another person's life out there, their experiences, or they want to empower other people out there, you are more than welcome to drop me a DM on my Facebook, which is Makole, or my Instagram page, which is Makole_Sithole, or you can also leave me an email at Octavia Makole, but then say Makole on my email is M. Yeah, I'll obviously leave it on the screen. Octavia Makole3@gmail.com. So you guys, I've had a very wonderful interview on Saturday. Today's my day, yeah. On Saturday with Mamathiba. I'm sure you guys cannot wait to watch her. She's a brilliant person. She's intelligent. She's bold. She's charismatic. She's just fun to be around. You guys, I've enjoyed myself with her. So unfortunately, the first clip that we took got deleted by mistake everywhere. When I'm saying everywhere, I mean on the recycle bin and everywhere else. However, we only covered like the few questions, which were she was obviously introducing herself, telling us what she does for a living, confirming her HIV status, and who did she tell when she was first diagnosed with HIV. So then I am just going to tell you what she said. She obviously said her name is Mmamathiba Modiba. She lives around here in Lenyenye. She went to school. She schooled in Tefluop, University of Limpopo, and yeah, so she started working. She worked at Alberton. She also worked in Midrand as a pharmacy manager. So currently she's a school teacher at Sibuya High. That is where I have schooled, you guys, and she's a maths and science teacher, by the way. You know, when she mentioned that she's a maths and science teacher, I immediately thought of my matric results, my matric maths and science results. That they are so not something to talk about in this video. Coming to think about the fact that there is somebody who even went to an extent of teaching other people, it means that she must be really good, you guys. She also said that she was diagnosed with HIV in 2006 when she was still at school, you guys, when she was still in varsity. And when she was diagnosed, funny enough, you guys, they told her, okay, she said she was pregnant. She was 4 months pregnant. Obviously, when you go to your antenatal care, they obviously take your HIV test. So they came negative at that time. Remember, it is possible there's a widow period. So yeah, the results came back negative. So until she started losing weight, and because obviously your weight has to pick up when you're pregnant, but then she wasn't picking up as pregnant as she was. So there was this other nurse who was concerned about her weight, and she was like, no, I think you just have to go test again. So she went to test again when she was 7 months pregnant, right? You guys, I still remember each and everything that she said because it was so catchy. So she got tested again when she was 7 months pregnant, and then when I asked her about her reaction, how did she react after finding out that she was positive, HIV positive, she was like, no, they told me that I'm HIV positive. And I was like, okay. I was like, girl, you said what? Just okay. I don't think I would have reacted like that, you guys, because I remember there was this one time when I was in varsity also, and I saw they testing mobiles and they were giving out USBs for free. I was like, why not? Let me just go do it fun and get the USB thingy. And then when I was there, the woman who tested me, you guys, she remember that they had to counsel you, they had to give you counseling. Let me show you my shoes. They had to counsel you when testing you. So eventually the woman forgot to counsel me. She took my blood samples and then put it in that thingy and then placed it on the table. And then looked at, after a while, she looked at it. I think it was that the results were already there. She looked at that thing and then she immediately remembered that she had to counsel me. And she started counseling me after looking at that thing. She was like, okay, if you happen to find out that if you happen to be HIV positive, who is the first person you're going to tell? I was like, oh my goodness, why is she asking me this now? She looked at that thing, came back to me, asked me those questions. Am I HIV positive? You know, that's when I started shaking, you guys. I started freaking out. I started, thinking, how am I even going to work how am I even going to walk back to my room after receiving those news? And here there's another person who was told that she was HIV positive, and she said, okay, I wouldn't have. So immediately the woman told me my results. She was like, no, here are your results. I was like, oh my goodness, was that necessary to take me through all that stress? Okay, fine. She went out, and the first person she called obviously was the baby father, because I think they were living together or something like that. So she called him and informed him, and she was like, hi, I got tested and the results came back positive, so I'm HIV positive. Guess what the nigga said? He basically said, okay, really? Why would he just say okay? Okay, fine, we don't care about it. Worst case scenario, he said, okay, as long as you don't inform my wife about that. And she's like, hey. Now there's a wife that I don't know about. So apparently the wife, they were together for like 3 months. She's 7 months pregnant, meaning that they've been together for a longer period. Now the nigga has got a wife. Now she's finding out about her HIV results and also about the other woman over a phone call. Oh my goodness, I cannot imagine myself handling that situation. But because she's a strong woman, she's bored, she left him, and yeah, came back home, told her family, and her family was there and supportive and all that. So yeah, basically that was it. And yeah, now you're gonna watch her, and I'm sure you guys are already getting bored of my stories because you so cannot wait to hear the news from the horse's mouth. Which one was the first question? I think the first question that I asked her, no, the one that she's going to continue answering is probably who was the first person you told. Oh, okay, if it's not it, she told me that the first person that she told, okay, except for the guy that she was diagnosed with HIV/AIDS, immediately she called her friend, Gidiboni. She said her friend is, her ride or die. She's always there for her and stuff like that. Yeah. So shout out to you, girl. Shout out to you. If not that, did we cover this question? I can't still remember. But then, okay, I think, I don't know, you guys. You just figure it out. Just watch the following video, you guys. You're gonna enjoy it. And yeah, I'm sorry the video is a bit long, but it's worth it because it is educative. I got to learn a lot from it. I mean, she was talking about your viral load. I didn't even know what that was, and then yeah, it's very informative. You guys go ahead and watch it.
Exactly. Yeah. So he ended the relationship, so I had to move on to another one. Yeah. And then you'll find a guy that you like. He likes you back. Yeah. The minute you disclose, it's another story. Then they'll be like, okay, it's fine. You being HIV positive, it's nothing. I think maybe they thought I was lying to them. Then they will call me later at night, and I'll still stick to my story because of which is true.
I know, guys. They'll say you're too fresh for that. I know, like you're too fresh.
Yes. Yeah. So they will call me And then at night I'll be like, no, whatever I told you is true. Yes, I am HIV positive. And then the guy will be like, okay, no, we'll speak tomorrow. Then
gone
AWOL.
ghosted you.
Yes.
Never hear from that person again.
Never.
Yo.
So it took me a while for me to get back into the dating game, because I was like, let me first find myself. Let me deal with myself first, and then if ever there's any guy out there, for me,
even supposed to be.
Yeah, eventually that guy will find me, and when I disclose, and then so from that moment, then I knew that whenever I get into a relationship, I disclose first. If you come to me and then you say, Mamathiba, I love you and stuff like that, then I'll be like, I'm HIV positive. Did you know that? I am open about it. I'm HIV positive, and almost everyone.
He must be brave, because
yes,
the first thing first, the moment he agrees to be in a relationship with you, it means that to people it's positive, it's HIV positive.
Exactly.
That's how the stigma works.
Yes.
You're dating that one, or you dated that one. They don't care about how you guys are keeping it safe. Automatically, he's also HIV positive.
Yeah. Coming to that, it happened that in 2017 I was in a relationship. Well, I thought it was a serious relationship, unlike me.
Yeah. It's always like that. It's always the case.
So, but for me, I went to the doctor, and then I was like, I think I'm ready. It was 5 years later after I had my first one. I was like, okay, now the doctor, I think I'm ready for to have another child. And then he was like, okay. And then your viral load, how does it go? I was like, I've been undetectable.
What is
it? Okay.
You're telling me.
All right. Now, remember when I said the first day when I found out that I was HIV positive, they took my viral load and then the CD4 count. So my CD4 count at that time when I was pregnant, 7 months pregnant, I had 194 copies. 194 copies.
I don't even know what that means.
Okay, but mashallah, me. I only had 194.
How
now
supposed to be what?
Listen, the viral load, maybe it will make sense. The viral load, I had 2 million copies in my blood.
Okay.
So it means that I had more chances of getting infectious diseases like pneumonia and all of that,
and for it to leading to AIDS.
Exactly.
Okay.
So even if my CD4 count was 194, there was nothing it could do compared to 2,000 viruses that were inside my body.
Okay.
Yeah. So I told the doctor that I started taking my ARVs in 2012 when I found out because of the viral load. Then from there, after 6 months, I went back. They took my viral load again. This time they did not take my CD4 count, my viral load. And then after a month, I went back.
Oh, viral load. It's like a load of viruses. Yes. Oh, I'm only getting it now. So dumb.
Yes. So when I went back to the clinic after 6 months, the results came back, and they told me that your viral load is undetectable. I'm sitting there, I was like, undetectable, what is that now? Then they said, no, it means that the amount of copies in your blood now is less than 20. Whoa. From 2 million to 20. To less than 20.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, okay, let me just continue. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, let me just suppress the virus so that I don't get to be where I was 6 months ago. Then I told the doctor in 2017, and then he was like, if you've been undetectable for 5 years now, I think it's you can have a baby, and then without your partner being HIV positive, without infecting your partner.
How so?
Yes. When your viral load is lower than detectable, chances of you infecting the next person.
Or it means that you are not infectious at that time.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you're the only thing that is keeping me to be undetectable is practicing safe sex. That is the only thing. But if you are undetectable, then your viral load goes up. It means that you're not doing something right. So it means that if your viral load keeps going up and down, then you don't have a clear history as to what is happening with the virus. Are the medication working or not? So from there, then I said, okay, that's fine. Then I had my second born, and the baby is negative all my babies are negative, HIV negative. The father of the second born, not the first one. I don't know about
the one that, yeah.
That one I don't know.
And we're not going to talk about it. He states we don't care.
Yeah, that one I don't know.
Yeah.
So the father of my second born is also HIV negative, as well as my two daughters.
Wow.
HIV negative.
I'm learned, you guys. I honestly speaking, I was one of the people who thought that I thought this is how it works. You're HIV positive.
Yes.
For us to have an HIV negative child,
Yes.
we have to be both HIV positive somehow, and then they do something to protect the child.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Oh,
But
Kanti,
there's a new way, ne? Also, because each and every time there's new studies coming up. Ne? If ever you feel like you don't know where your viral load stands, then you have accidentally, but I don't believe so, but let's say accidentally you have unprotected sex with an HIV negative person, then they can take a pill called PrEP. Then it's a sort of ARV that prevents them from getting HIV.
Oh, so they can take that time. So what if you want to have sex the whole time? It means that you have to take.
For us, it's a new life. We don't have unprotected sex all the time.
Oh, so when you want to make a baby, maybe that's when you can go through that.
For me, that's how I would like to keep it, because I don't want to complicate my health. Yes, that is how I'm.
Another thing, people, how does it affect? Obviously, your CD4 counts and your viral load, like you were saying, aren't the same.
Yes.
So if I'm HIV positive and then I sleep with you, you are HIV positive. What are the chances that can, because people are like, okay, fine, we both HIV positive, let's just do it.
The different strands of the virus.
Yeah.
Because we have different types of ARVs that people take.
Okay.
We may both be HIV positive, but not taking the same treatment. So it is very much advisable for people, even when both of you are HIV positive, to continue using protection, unless otherwise you've consulted a health practitioner.
Okay. I'm learned. I'm more educated. I'm even forgetting that we're shooting. I'm like, you know what? Let's just sit like this so that you can, educate me more. Well, okay, fine. Before doing this video, I have asked people on my WhatsApp to send me questions and hear what. And believe you me, people want to learn a lot. They want to know a lot about how you're living when you are out like this. So these are some of the questions that they have asked. The first one is, do you hate the person that infected you?
No, I don't. I'll give you two reasons. The first one, he gave me an amazing daughter. For that, I'll forever be grateful for that. Right. And then the second part was, when I was going through the process of accepting me being HIV positive and all that, I came to a point when I was having a talk with myself, self-introspection, and I was like, if God chose me to be HIV positive, because I could have had sex with that guy and never got infected.
It's possible.
It's most of the time it's possible. So if God,
based on your blood type,
if
you're a type O, you are
So I was like, okay, God chose me for a reason, and for that, let me fulfill whatever. Maybe He saw that me being HIV positive, I can be able to reach other people.
I share the same sentiment. You still remember what we were talking about? That I felt like I've been through the most. And it's like God chooses you and puts you in this situation so that people can. You are the best teacher, because you're not teaching. You're like, I'm living like this. So it's up to you.
Testimony.
It's up to you what to do with her experience. So that is
so so I came to a point where hating him will only hold me back. So why should I?
You ain't got no time for that.
Let him be you whatever. So I'll be
your life with
with the new status that I have, that I carry with me. Boldly so. HIV positive.
The ARV girl.
Hashtag
ARV. No, queen. ARV queen. You're rocking this. You queening here. Okay. Now the second question is, what is it that was fundamentally disrupted in your life about being HIV positive? Isn't like, do you think that had you not been HIV positive, today you would have been somewhere in life and not exactly where you are?
No, not at all.
Definitely not.
The life journey, my life journey, nothing actually has changed except for me and the boyfriends, but I've tried to rectify that by disclosing first before we get into a relationship. Other than that, everything else is normal. I still study, I can still have babies, I can have a relationship with a deserving person. Remember that, with a deserving person only. And
Highlight there, do you know?
And then,
because obviously it doesn't necessarily mean that now that you know that you're HIV positive,
then
you have to lower your standards.
No.
You're still the same queen that you are, so the person has to be deserving. Did you hear that?
to be my partner.
Yeah,
you have to end that spot of being my partner.
I can imagine.
Regardless of me being HIV positive, what will the public
because
say?
At the end of the day, you are who you are,
and I'll never change.
You hold what you hold before being HIV positive.
Exactly. And one thing is that when you date me, you date me with the figure, public figure that I live upon. If people know me as Mamathiba or HIV, it's fine. And you as my partner, you must stand by me and also support me.
And I commend that person because obviously he's as bold.
Exactly.
So
That's why I said deserving.
He does deserve you, and you also had to deserve him. So because he accepted you for the situation that you are putting him, because you are putting him in a very bold situation. Because you are coming out obviously when he's working. Hey, you are not guy. You might also,
HIV person.
You might also be hey, now you understand. So shout out to him for understanding
whatever he is.
How he deserves the biggest shout out. He for understanding how he is. I always like to emphasize every time when we're talking about good men that are doing good things, because we have a whole lot of other men out there who are doing things that we shouldn't even go to. It's a topic for another day. But then for young men who are understanding, who are well learned, who know how the situation works, who know how to handle a lady like her, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. So the third question was, when it comes to relationships, I think you already addressed that. Do you tell your partner about your status when you've just met him or later on?
The key thing that I've learned in life is that from the onset, you on Feria, you like me.
Hi, I'm
okay,
Mamathiba, I'm HIV positive.
I'm HIV positive, brother. So if you want to date me, better know for I'm HIV positive. I disclose from the onset because I'm also saving myself the heartache, the heartbreak, because you fall in love,
and he's also going to be attached with not knowing you fully.
And now it is going to be even more difficult for you to disclose to that person, because if you disclose later on and then that person says, no, I no longer want to be in a relationship with you, then it's going to be something else.
All the energy that you're putting. You know how guys usually suffer from the same situation as guys who meet certain lady and feel like guys can look at you and create a certain standard for you. Did you know that? So, and then they're gonna try to mold themselves to be somebody they think you want. So in most cases, they're gonna even come and lie about what they do and stuff like that. You understand? So now, only to find that you're probably dating them not for what they do. You understand? So they're gonna lie, and then later on you find out that this person was lying. He's actually doing this and this and that. And then now when you get turned off, people confuse it and be like, okay, fine. Now that you find out that I'm doing this, I'm not doing that, you don't want me anymore. Maybe that you wanted me for the money. No, honey. I am being turned off by the fact that you lie.
Exactly.
Why lie?
Like, guys don't understand that. Lying. Even if you think it's an honest lie, a lie is a lie.
Tell me the truth and then I'll decide what to do. Okay, fine. Do you think that it's safer for a person who is HIV positive, right, to tell the person that they are, engaging together, that on the first, that you know what, I'm HIV positive, and do you think it can affect them anyhow, or how do you think they can best deal with that situation?
Like I said, before you can even invest too much into a relationship, let him know, and then he will decide whether he wants to be in a relationship or not. Because funny enough, when I first came out to the public, when I disclosed to the public, people were asking me, I've been in a relationship for a couple of years with this guy. He doesn't know that I'm HIV positive. And I want to tell him now because he wants a baby, and how do I do that? So, Nahana, you've invested two years into a relationship, and you were not honest with this guy from the onset. So having to tell him, you know, guys will be like, you wanted me to be like you.
Same applies to what bothered us as we with the situation that we're in. What sometimes they're not running away from your status. They're running away from your lies, because 2 years it's a long time.
Yes. And I always advise people, if you want to get into a relationship, rather disclose at an early stage. He'll decide. If he's the one, he'll stay.
If it's not, bye bye boo boo, on to the next one. This life ain't waiting for no man. So the last question from people was, what was your family's reaction? Did anything change after they found out about your status?
With my family?
Your family?
No, nothing. How I actually disclosed to them, I remember coming back to the clinic. I never said anything to my family. And then remember that it was in 2012 and I was going to do my final year in 2013. So I at some point I felt like I needed to tell at least my mom. And I went to, I spoke to my sister first. My sister. I was like, Sissy, I need to tell Mom, this is the situation. I need to tell her so that we know how older people newborn babies. I need to tell Mom, will you please accompany me to speak to her? And then she was like, okay. And then when I was supposed to tell Mom, my sister got a job in Joburg, so I was left alone.
I remember, sorry to catch you, when I was pregnant. I was in school, I was doing my third year. So I was like 5 months pregnant by that time, and they don't know here at home. So I was stressed. How do I tell my mom? Do you know my mom? Mom! Everybody here knows my mom. That people were more scared for me than you know. So I was like, what should I do? I called my sister. The same thing. I called her. I'm like, you know what? This is the situation. I'm pregnant. And you know what? She was staying in Northwest by that time. She had to come back home and tell my mom. Luckily enough, she did that, and I was like, and funny enough, my mom never said anything to me. When I came back, she was so happy. Are you going to the clinic and stuff like that? But my sister, what she's experienced today,
So back to that, my sister got a job in Pretoria, so she had to leave.
Without telling your mom.
And I was like, Kiboni, now I'm going back to my best friend. Kiboni, how do I do it? She was like, I don't know. This is totally new. New for me also. I don't know. But try to speak to her. And then we'll see the outcome.
We are African. We are too black for that.
I remember I had to find a way. Honestly speaking, I had to find a way. I was sitting with her outside. And then I was like, Mom, this is the situation. Baby daddy wants nothing to do with me. That is how I could manage to break the ice about my HIV status. Baby daddy wants nothing to do with me. So I'm going to need your assistance. I'm going to need your help. In that saying, I went to the clinic last month. Remember,
and you said last month.
I went to the clinic last month, and then only to find out I'm HIV positive. And then she was like, really? I was like, yeah, I'm HIV positive. So the guy already, I must stop bothering him, and I must not tell his wife. I was like, Mom, this lady, they met somewhere in June, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere there. And then I was like, so I'm going to need your help. The baby's going to be strictly fed formula for 6 months. Since while I'm going back to school. So no solid food up until the baby's 6 months, so that we can be sure that when we go for the PCR, they call it the PCR, the first test that the baby has to check whether the baby is HIV negative or positive. when the baby goes at 6 months for the PCR, then we know that we've eliminated chances of the baby being positive. Yes. And then she was like, okay, it's fine. Did you tell your siblings? I was like, yeah, not all of them.
Yeah, because you'll be like, you should have said it. No, I didn't tell you. You're the first person. Because they'll be like, oh, so now you trust them, eh?
Yeah, I was
They're
like,
your mother.
Yeah, I was like, no, not all of them, but Ceci knows. Okay. Then after that, I sat down my little sisters, 3 of them. I was like, this is the situation that I'm HIV positive. Yeah. And then the youngest one, Molepo, when I was pregnant, it's like the load of me not having a partner. I just the burden. She was my partner in everything. When I went to the clinic, she was there with me. When I got morning sicknesses, everything. She will do anything for me. Then Asanka I know because you're HIV positive now we cannot look after you, we cannot do this and this for you. No, all of them. Then my 2 brothers, now the brothers.
Nice.
I couldn't. I waited for the day when I went to deliver. I went to get my baby. Then I was like, no ways, I'm texting them. What's up? I'm telling them via WhatsApp. I was like, Wuti, this is the situation. I'm HIV positive. I'm sorry I couldn't face you and tell you, but just know this is the situation. And then he was like, okay, it's fine, no problem. As long as you're taking your meds, then you'll be okay. Then from there, then everything has been.
And it's funny enough, I don't think there's ever a family that can be made and they reject you and start yelling at, how did you get it? Hey, what? Or no, they wouldn't. No matter how strict they are. Just like I told you, my mom was very strict, and I thought she was going to yell at me for falling pregnant. And funny enough, she did it.
Yeah.
You understand?
So they were very, very supportive. Up to today. Like every 8 o'clock they will remind me. Can you
today? Why are you carrying?
Hey, I also not really so for dinner. I was like, I'll be like, okay, let me rush to my room and then and then I'll come back and we continue with the conversation. That is how I live. Even my 7-year-old daughter, she'll be like, Mama, I don't want you to get sick. So take your medication.
Wow.
I was like, lucky me.
Yeah, so amazing. It's very amazing. It's very amazing. That was top notch. Shout out to your family. Shout out to you. We thank you for being the best family out there. Okay, but in conclusion, few questions.
Yes.
Are they few? Not really. So, how did you overcome the stigma associated with being HIV positive since you voiced out?
When I came disclosed to the public?
Yeah. Because obviously there were a lot of stigmas around it.
Not actually. Maybe something has been said behind me.
Oh, and you just don't know.
Yeah, nothing has been said to my face. So, I've never been a victim of stigma.
Okay.
I don't know how people react when I'm not there. I actually don't care.
And exactly. I mean, like, why would you?
Yeah. So I've never had an experience whereby people will say that one was HIV. Instead, people around me will joke about it.
Yeah.
We will joke about hey, when you HIV thing. And I was like, Kauchela.
Don't be joking like that.
Kauchela. But they know what it. Like I've never experienced stigma. No.
Yeah, because one of the stigmas that I know people from HIV who are HIV positive suffer from is that, okay, fine, not only them. In our society, once they see a person who is losing weight, once a person loses weight, they say, you are HIV positive. What is this? Look at her.
Look at me.
Look at her. So is this what AIDS look like or HIV looks like? Come on, you guys might stop with that. But then we're already used to this. You don't eat. You're gonna lose weight. People are gonna say you are HIV positive. So that is a stigma, you guys, and it's not true. And another thing you've just had, it's not wrong to date a person who is HIV positive.
Not at all.
It does not necessarily mean that you are going to be infected. However, you must always condomise, irrespective of the situation, whether the person is positive or negative, because there are lots of STDs out there except for HIV, just HIV, and your unwanted pregnancies and so forth. So, okay, what message do you have for someone who was recently diagnosed with HIV and they haven't told even a single soul about it?
Lovey, take your time. It's a journey on its own.
Yeah.
Finding out that you're HIV positive, it's shocking. So don't rush yourself and say, but Mamathiba is doing it.
Yeah.
Why can't I?
Yeah.
It's a journey. It took me, well, I think not because I've got a thick skin. It didn't take me that long. But for some people, it takes about years for them to be finally open up about it. So it's a journey. Don't rush yourself. Find yourself first. And for those who are only studying treatment also, you will experience that the first 2 weeks when you start the treatment, the side effects. Yeah. I don't want to lie, but go through them.
Because they have to, the treatment has to get you used to your body.
Yeah, your body has to get used to the treatment.
The other way around, yes.
So, but at least, get at least one person that you can confide in. Speak to one person at least, so that they know, even if
it's a stranger.
At least speak to anyone. I would advise, speak to someone. If ever you feel like your family will reject you, go to the clinic. The clinics, they always have support groups. Go to them and then maybe get a friend from there, and then get a friend to accompany you to tell maybe your parent or your sibling. And then, but you do not have to force it. It will come naturally to you.
Because at the end of the day, talking about it helps you guys. You need to be supported. No matter how strong you are, I mean, like, we can even say that looking at your family, how your family accepted you, how they've been helping you, it really shaped you, it really helped you. I mean, like, you're doing it on your own. How are you going to remember to take the medication when
all
it's
the
your
time?
first days? You're going to forget. Obviously, people are going to have to remind you. Another thing, we know that you take the medication, the ARVs, at a specific time every day, right? So people are obviously going to be suspicious that, okay, why are you taking
8 o'clock one?
8 o'clock when now on a level start, you understand? So when you're told somebody in your family, at least they're gonna help you. And the conversation that we had before, remember how chronics deals with people mentally, psychologically, more than it does physically. So with those people that you see by lose weight and stuff, I think it has to do with their psychological effects. They're not accepting, they did not tell anybody, so dealing with it is very, very difficult. So find yourself, like she's saying, and tell at least one person so that they can support you and help you throughout your whole journey. Okay.
And you will see that it actually helps. People are not as stereotypes as they used to be before. When you confide in someone telling them your HIV status, they'll be like accommodative, and then they will support you. So I think it's because of the Asian stigma that was attached to HIV that people are afraid of disclosing. But more people now are aware of what is the difference between HIV and AIDS.
So they no longer say, that one has AIDS.
Exactly.
We do not say a person has AIDS. We say they have
HIV positive.
They are HIV positive. There is a difference.
I get AIDS. I'm HIV positive.
Okay. So and another stigma, that people think that when you live with the person who's living with the virus, it means that when you are sharing things, like you drink on this glass, if I drink here, I'm going to be infected. It's not the case. You can, when kissing, it's not the case. So you guys, you must
read about it. Read about HIV. And there's new studies almost every now and then. So you need to find information about it.
Okay. So what would you like to say to people who are HIV negative?
Hey guys, keep it that way.
Okay. Yes.
So guys, I always say, you might look at me and think it's an easy journey. It's not. Because at one point I also suffered depression. Not because of being HIV positive, but somehow it contributed. So if you're HIV negative, you guys are very fortunate. I had to rewrite, I had to relive again, start to learn how to live again when I found out I was HIV negative, because I was HIV positive, because things you no longer see things with the perspective of a HIV negative person. Yes. So if you're HIV negative, how about you keep it that way? You don't want the ARVs.
You know what the problem is? The thought of it will never happen to you.
Yeah.
I always used to carry that thought before I felt pregnant. I thought I was special somehow to God. I swear.
Hey.
I thought I was special and it would never happen to me. And no, I won't fall pregnant when I'm still at school, but I'm not doing it safe.
Yeah.
And the day I found out that I was pregnant, I was like, oh, it's like this. I'm not so special. That's when I was like, okay, so it means that there are high chances that I can even be infected
HIV.
With HIV. So we need to keep it safe at all times. You can never tell. There is no such a thing as a person looks healthy. You know, even guys, I once met a guy who asked me before we dated, was like to me, can I trust you? There is this chick. They're like, can I trust you?
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Why are you asking me? The moment they're saying that, it means that they want you to think that they're already safe.
Yeah.
So it's me that we're not sure of. Can they trust me? I'm like, what do you mean? Can I trust you? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you need to condomise at all times. So yeah, finally we did it. It's been long. When did I first tell you about the interview? It's a long time ago, you still remember?
Yeah, it's been a couple of, I think during the first stages of lockdown, if not before.
Yeah, because that's when I started thought of, I told you about this interview before I could even introduce my content.
Yes.
So that's a long time ago.
Long time.
You finally did it. Yay! So okay. Who would you like to give a shout? Okay, before shout outs, if there's anybody who wants to talk to her directly so that she can motivate you more, she can help you and stuff like that, you can find her on her social media, which is
Facebook,
and then
Facebook.
The handle.
It's Mamathiba Modiba.
I will put it on the screen. Yeah. So where else can they find you?
If ever you want to call me, should I give my
Aish, the way so hot, girl. I don't think it's so safe.
But you can inbox me and then we speak there. And then otherwise you can also text Makole and then she will tell me and then we'll speak to each other.
Yeah. Okay, that is so wonderful. So who would you want to give a shout out to?
Obviously. Ride or die.
Yeah.
Kitty one.
Yeah.
You know, girl.
Number one.
Always.
Forever.
Always.
Remember to include me, Kitty.
No, I
was only a friend who's going to help me financially. Come on.
But yeah, Kitty Bonnie and everyone else who's played a part in my life. I have millions of friends. I have a lot of people that I know. So if I don't mention your name, I love all of you.
Yeah.
If you're close to me and we're friends and shout out to everyone.
Yeah. Family.
Yes.
Everybody.
About this skin.
Every time.
So,
yes. And shout out to that guy that said I would date you irrespective. The baby father number
you see. Yeah.
You the nigga, shout out to you, man. So yeah, thank you very much for being here, you guys. Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe, leave a like and comment. Tell us what you think about this whole interview. Tell us your views about being HIV positive. Do you think people should come out? Do you think they should keep it a secret? Yeah, tell us what you think, man. So until next time.